When you get behind the wheel of a car, you think you're in control. The gas pedal is in your foot, the brakes are in your hands, and the road is yours to navigate. But what if you're not really driving your car, but your car is driving you? What if you're not even aware of it? Today, thousands of drivers are still unaware of certain features hidden inside their vehicles that are important enough to save lives, yet almost no one knows about them. Sometimes it's just a small button, an overlooked symbol, or a seemingly insignificant piece of plastic. These are the things that can protect you from thousands of dollars in repair costs and serious accidents. Remember, knowledge isn't just about comfort. Sometimes it keeps you on the road, and other times it helps you solve problems without having to go to an expensive service center. In short, it protects both your wallet and your life. In this article, I'll share with you 17 hidden but critical car features that many drivers still haven't discovered. The countdown is now on. We're starting with number 17, and by the time we reach the end, you'll probably say, "How did I not know this? Why didn't I try it before?" Pay special attention to tip number 12. It contains a detail that could extend the life of your engine. Remember, the engine is everything. Feature 17. Sliding sun visor trick. Block dangerous glare, like a pro, as the last rays of the day envelop the sky. Your sunglasses are left in the corner of your car. You're heading home. You're tired. The traffic is heavy and stifling. But all that aside, the real problem is the low sun glaring into your eyes. You try to look, but you can't. Your eyes are dazzled. Your vision narrows. The cars in front of you, the road lines, the traffic, everything disappears. At a point, the light piercing your eyes seems to be targeting you. You reflexively turn the sun visor to the side. But that's not enough. The light still filters through a gap and hits your eyes. It is at this moment that a hidden detail, unknown to most drivers but actually found in many vehicles, comes into play. In some vehicles, the sun visor doesn't just turn sideways. It can also be moved forward and backwards. With this small adjustment, you can block the sun from that blind spot and restore your vision to complete clarity. This simple, yet cleverly designed feature reduces eye strain on long journeys, prevents distractions, and helps avoid potential accidents and wasted money. This small detail, which keeps you focused for hundreds of kilometers, unfortunately goes unnoticed by most people, but traffic doesn't wait for you to notice. It just keeps flowing. Does your car have this feature? Be sure to check today. With just a few inches of sliding, you may increase your safety and discover a comfort you've been neglecting for years. Feature 16. The hidden hook behind the passenger seat. One day, you're out driving. You've done your weekly shopping, and the bags are full. You have your work bag next to you and a few boxes of food in the back seat. Everything is crammed in a hurry. Then, unexpectedly, you hit the brakes. The inside of your car suddenly becomes a scene of chaos. Bags spill over, food containers open, drink bottles roll around. The seat is covered in sauce stains, and everything is mixed up. It's hard to clean up, and the smell lingers for days. And the worst part is, you didn't even know there was a way to prevent it. Yet, in many vehicles, there is a small but clever detail that most drivers are unaware of. The hidden hook. It is usually located behind the front passenger seat or under the headrest. It's hard to spot from the outside, but once you know where it is, it becomes second nature. When you hang your grocery bags, laptop bag, or food containers on this hook, you'll say goodbye to spills, and leaks. Not only does this keep things organized, but it also saves you from having to deal with unpleasant odors. Remember, the smell of spilled food can spread in minutes but linger for days. But if the same meal is hanging properly, you'll be comfortable and your car will stay clean. Some models only have this hook on one seat. Some cars even have similar solutions on the back seat headrests. But if your car doesn't have this feature, you can buy it at a very affordable price and save yourself a lot of trouble. Take a close look at your car today. Maybe this small detail, which has been right in front of your eyes for years, can save you unnecessary expenses and time. Feature 15. Auto hold button. The hidden hero in traffic. You are driving in city traffic. It is a tedious journey with frequent stops and starts. You're waiting at a light, your foot on the brake. After a few seconds, your muscles start to tense up, and your knees begin to ache. Then something comes to mind. Maybe your phone is ringing, or your child is asking a question from the back seat. The moment you take your foot off the brake, the car starts to roll forward, or worse, it rolls backward on an incline. This feature was designed for situations just like this. Auto hold. Available in many new generation vehicles. This system locks the car in place the moment you press the brake pedal. Even when you take your foot off the brake, the car stays put, so you no longer need to keep your foot on the brake at traffic lights. You can take your foot off the pedal and breathe easy. The vehicle stays put. When you want to move, just press the gas pedal. It's that simple. You'll really feel the difference this system makes when you're stopped on a hill. The fear and panic on the face of the driver behind you and the classic sight of vehicles rolling backward on hills are a thing of the past. No more panic, no more scaring the driver behind you. Driving becomes more controlled, safer, and more comfortable. If you see a button labeled auto hold on the console but do not know what it does, now you know you should definitely use it on the road. Take another look at your vehicle today. If it has this feature, you can enhance your driving experience with just the press of a button. A small change in habit can make a big difference in comfort. Feature 14. The small arrow on the fuel gauge. Which side is the fuel cap? You're getting into a new car for the first time. Maybe it's a rental. Maybe it's a friend's car. You turn the ignition, the dashboard lights up. The fuel light is on, you find a gas station, and pull up slowly. But there's a problem. Which side is the fuel cap on? This is where a tiny symbol that has been right in front of your eyes for years, but that most drivers never notice comes into play. There is an arrow to the right or left of the small icon next to the fuel gauge. This arrow indicates which side the fuel cap is on. If it's on the right, go right. If it's on the left, go left. It's that simple. But it's also that important. How many people have you seen pulling into the wrong side of the station, trying to maneuver when they realize the pump is on the wrong side, sticking their head out the window to guess, or getting out of the driver's seat to look around? I'm sure there are dozens. And maybe you were one of them at one time. But not anymore. This tiny arrow can prevent unnecessary stress, untimely maneuvers, and embarrassing mistakes. Noticing this arrow every time you get into a vehicle is one of the first steps toward becoming a professional driver. It's simple and smart. Take another look at your vehicle's dashboard today. If that arrow is there, it's a small but effective reminder for you. When someone asks you the same question tomorrow, you can smile and say, "Did you see the arrow next to the indicator?" It says it all. 13 feature. Reverse mirror angle. The silent protector of your wheels parking can sometimes turn into a delicate balancing act, especially when parallel parking. You turn right, look in the mirror, but can't clearly see the distance between the curb line and the tire. And then that familiar sound comes. Click. The wheel is scratched. Sometimes these small scratches can turn into much more than an aesthetic problem. Over time, they can throw off the wheel balance and even affect the alignment. Plus, when they happen frequently, they can cause financial damage. However, some vehicles have a very smart system designed to prevent this problem. The rearview mirror automatically tilts when you shift into reverse. When you put the vehicle in reverse, the right rearview mirror tilts slightly downward. This allows you to see the distance to the curb more clearly. You can precisely monitor the position of your tires while parking and protect your rims. However, this feature may not always work automatically. It may be activated when the mirror control button is in the R or L position. If you shift into reverse and don't see any movement in the mirror, I recommend checking it. Thanks to this feature, which quietly helps you while parking, your rims won't get scratched, you won't get annoyed, and your parking stress will be reduced. You may not have noticed, but your mirror may have already started moving for you. Feature 12 interior air circulation button. Turn it on at the right time. Turn it off at the right time you're driving in city traffic. There's an old truck in front of you spewing exhaust fumes. The windows are closed, but the air inside is still stuffy. The first thing that comes to mind is to press the interior air circulation button. Suddenly, you feel a rush of fresh air. Oh, the outside smell isn't coming in anymore, you say, but unfortunately, this solution is only temporary. Many drivers think that turning on the interior air mode is enough and leave it on for hours. However, this feature is only intended for short-term use. This is because, when the interior air circulation is left on for a long time, the oxygen level inside the car drops. The windows start to fog up, and you may experience headaches and fatigue. So what is the correct way to use it? If there is heavy exhaust fumes, bad odors, or short-term outdoor pollution, the interior air circulation should be left on for a maximum of 5 to 10 minutes. Then, switch back to the outside air mode. Otherwise, the air inside becomes stale and the windows become invisible. The timing of this small button can affect your driving comfort and health. It can protect you not only from outside odors, but also from potential accidents. Because foggy windows mean invisible roads. Take another careful look at that button today. Know not only when to turn it on, but also when to turn it off. Feature 11 rear window defroster. Cleans not only the glass, but also the mirror. It's a cold winter morning. The car windows are frosted over, the mirrors are fogged up, and visibility is almost zero. You start the engine, turn the heater all the way up, but the road is still invisible. You reach out and press the rear window defroster. At least I'll be able to see behind me, you say, but what you don't know is that when you press that button, it's not just the rear window that's heating up. In newer vehicles, the rear window defroster also heats the side mirrors at the same time. In some models, even the fuel cap area is protected by this system. So that simple button protects you from more than just ice on foggy mornings. Fog on the side mirrors can turn into a deadly blind spot, especially on narrow streets, intersections, and when passing other vehicles. A motorcycle or bicycle that is not visible in the side mirror when signaling and turning can cause an accident in a matter of seconds. That's why the rear window defroster's function isn't just to clean the glass. It's to keep your mirrors, your vision, and even your safety clear. This morning, when you press that button again, you'll know exactly what you're activating. Feature 10. Emergency fuel cap release lever. No more fear of being stranded on the road. The fuel gauge is empty. The gas station is right in front of you. The pump is ready, but the button or lever you press to open the cap isn't working. You try again. Nothing. You press it again. Still nothing? A sense of panic slowly creeps in. What if the system is broken? What if I can't get gas? Should I call a tow truck now? That's when a life-saving detail comes into play. The manual fuel cap release lever. This feature, unknown to most drivers, is actually hidden in the trunk of many vehicles. There is usually a small, almost invisible plastic lever on the left side of the trunk or in the spare tire compartment. This lever allows you to manually open the fuel cap, even if the electrical systems aren't working. So, when the cap is stuck, instead of panicking at the station, you reach into the trunk and pull the lever. Problem solved. Instead of struggling for minutes, calling a tow truck, or going to the service center, you can get the job done in just 5 seconds. Open your trunk today and check the location of this handle. Even if it doesn't seem useful right now, one day that handle will save you from being stranded on the road. Feature 9. Hidden airbag cutter. Could save your life in an emergency. There's one thing you never want to experience on the road: an accident. After a collision, the airbags have deployed, but the doors are jammed. Your seatbelt is tight. The windows are intact. Panic and helplessness set in. You can't get out. That's when a hidden life-saving detail in your car comes into play. In many vehicles, there is a small plastic-looking piece located in the glove compartment or inside the door pockets. At first glance, it seems insignificant, but in fact, this piece is a specially designed cutter. With this cutter, you can cut the airbag system after an accident, release the seatbelt holding you, or even break the window to escape from the vehicle. Especially in cases where the electrical system is malfunctioning, this piece may be your only chance. In some vehicles, this cutter is multi-purpose. It cuts the airbag cable, breaks the window, and cuts the seatbelt. So, what appears to be an ordinary piece of plastic can actually be the difference between life and death in an emergency. Find the location of this part today. Keep it within reach, because when you really need it, you may not have time to look for it. Feature 8. Heated windshield washer nozzles. Silent protection against freezing. It's a cold morning. The temperature is below freezing. You start the car and the windshield is frozen. You lower the wiper, but no water comes out. The spray nozzles are frozen. The windshield is still dirty, and visibility is zero. Sometimes these freezes not only impair visibility, but also damage the wiper system. Hoses burst, the engine strains, and costs mount. But this scenario never happens in some vehicles, because in most new generation cars, the windshield washer fluid spray nozzles, or nozzles, are heated. This system does not have a special button. It usually works integrated with the rear window heater. In other words, when you turn on the rear window heater, these nozzles also heat up at the same time. This prevents the water from freezing. Many drivers who are unaware of this stick a needle in the hose when no water comes out, pour hot water on it, and go to the service center. However, the solution is already waiting for you on the front panel. If you live in a cold city or frequently travel during the winter, this feature could be vital for you. Today, turn on the window defroster, wait a few minutes, and test the windshield washer fluid. If the water flows smoothly and cleans the window without clogging, your vehicle is silently helping you. Feature 7. The silent danger of daytime running lights. Blindly driving into the night when your car is running, the headlights turn on automatically. It's bright outside during the day, but your headlights are faintly glowing. The headlights are on, so there's no problem, you say, but that's not the case at all. Because in many vehicles, when the daytime running lights are on, the rear brake lights do not come on. So there is light in front, but drivers behind you cannot see you. Especially when it is getting dark or raining, this invisibility becomes a real risk. It is a dark afternoon, and you are driving on a rainy road. Everything seems normal to you, but the vehicle behind you doesn't notice that there are no lights at the rear. In moments like these, accidents happen in a matter of seconds. It's nice to rely on automatic headlight systems, but unlimited trust can sometimes lead to blindness. That's why you should manually check the headlight switch, especially when it gets dark or visibility is reduced. If only the daytime running lights are on, your brake lights may be leaving you in the dark. Take a look in your rearview mirror as it gets dark today. If the driver behind you has trouble seeing you, your brake lights may not be on. Feature 6. Hidden air vent under the rear seat. Silent coolness. You've turned the air conditioning all the way up. There's a cool breeze in the front seat, but the passengers in the back are complaining. We're not getting any air. It's too hot back here. Most drivers don't understand why the passengers in the back are complaining. The air conditioning is on, the fan is running. But why does it feel like it's heating up in the back? The answer is actually very simple. Ventilation channels located under the rear seats. These vents carry air from the front panel to the rear. However, when the seats are pulled back too far or the floor mats cover this area, the airflow is completely blocked. This explains why rear passengers don't feel cool, even when the air conditioning is on, and why they sweat. The presence of these channels is a critical detail for passenger comfort. If there are children or elderly people in the back seat, this airflow is even more important for their health. Today, move the seat forward slightly and check if the floor mat is blocking the ventilation channel. Instead of opening the window because of the heat, all you need to do is adjust the seat position. Feature 5. Soft Start. Soft Start protects the engine. You're rushing to get to work in the morning. You turn the key and start the car. You step on the gas before you even hear the engine, but there's something you don't know. This behavior is silently damaging your engine. When the engine first starts, the oil has not yet reached all parts. Sudden acceleration before the piston valve and crankshaft systems are fully lubricated seriously shortens the life of the engine. That is why some modern vehicles have a soft start feature called Soft Start. This system deliberately limits the RPM when the engine first starts. Even if you want to step on the gas right away, the vehicle limits acceleration for a few seconds. But for the system to work efficiently, you need to be patient. Wait only 30 seconds after the engine starts. Allow the vehicle to lubricate without stepping on the gas. This short wait can save you $5,000 to $10,000 in engine repairs years down the road. Next time you rush to start your car in the morning, stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and give your engine that short break. Because a long life sometimes requires just half a minute of patience. Feature 4. Hidden tire pressure sensors. Silent alarm. You glance at your tires before hitting the road. Everything looks normal, but while driving, the steering feels a bit stiff. You feel like you're slipping slightly on turns. Worse, the brakes seem to be taking longer to respond, but there are no warning signs on the dashboard. Everything seems fine. However, one of your tires may be low on air. This increases fuel consumption, extends braking distance, and reduces cornering safety. That's why many new vehicles are equipped with TPMS tire pressure monitoring system. However, this system only sounds an alarm in case of serious pressure drops. But some advanced models have another hidden advantage: early warning based on driving behavior. In other words, the vehicle senses when the steering wheel becomes stiff, when the vehicle is skidding, or even when there are vibrations, and displays a small warning on the screen that disappears after a few seconds. If you miss this warning, you may not see it again. But if you're a careful driver, you'll notice this hint in time. My recommendation: be sure to check your vehicle's user manual. Some brands offer a hidden screen in the vehicle menu that shows the warning history. When you access it, you may see hidden warnings that you never noticed before and become aware of major risks. Feature 3. Driving Mode plus Air Conditioning Combo. Invisible fuel savings. You switch the driving mode to Eco. A green light came on the display. You think you are driving more economically, but the interior is still cool and the air conditioning is running at full power. So, are you really saving fuel? Most drivers don't know this. Switching to Eco mode doesn't just change the engine settings. It also affects the air conditioning compressor's operating algorithm. But in some vehicles, this connection does not work automatically. So you change the driving mode, but the air conditioning stays in its old mode and fuel consumption continues to increase. The correct combination is ECO driving plus manually set air conditioning at 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This allows both the engine and the air conditioning to work more efficiently, and city fuel consumption can be reduced by around 10 to 15%. Take a look at your dashboard today. While in Eco mode, manually control the climate control because some systems don't think for you. You need to be careful. Fuel is no longer a luxury. Every liter counts. That's why it's up to you to make the invisible savings visible. Feature 2. Hidden lighting in the dark. Psychological security. It's late at night. You're walking towards your car parked in front of your house. The street lights are dim. The sidewalk is muddy. It's quiet around you, but you feel uneasy. You press the key and not only the headlights come on, but also the hidden lights in the door sills and side mirrors. These small lights do more than just illuminate the ground. They also provide psychological security. They make you visible. If there is a potential thief or stalker, they show that you are alert when they approach your car. This has a deterrent effect. It also prevents you from stepping in mud and allows you to see icy ground. It provides small but meaningful protection. However, certain conditions are required for this system to work. The ambient light must be low. The proximity sensor must be active on some models. The key must be in your pocket or nearby. Keep your eyes open tonight as you approach your vehicle. If your vehicle responds, this feature is working silently for you. Feature 1. Hidden Hood Lock Reset. Solve the problem without going to the service center. You wanted to maintain your vehicle, so you opened the hood. You checked the oil level, filled the windshield washer fluid, and then closed the hood. But then a red warning light appeared on the dashboard. Hood open, but you're sure you closed it. You open and close it again, but the problem persists. Panic sets in. The sensor must be broken. I need to go to the service center, you think? And here's where a detail that very few drivers know comes into play. Some vehicles have a hidden reset procedure that allows the hood lock to reset itself. You can remove this warning in just 4 steps. Turn off the ignition completely. Open the hood. Again, press down gently on the hood twice without closing it completely, then release. Finally, close the hood by pressing it firmly. This process resets the hood lock's communication with the sensor and removes the hood open warning. Even if you don't open the hood today, keep this information in the back of your mind, because the right information can save you from stress and at least $300 in service fees. Final word. Those who know their vehicle win, those who don't pay. When you get behind the wheel, you're not just going somewhere, you're driving a life. That steering wheel takes you to work, brings you to your family, reunites you with your loved ones. But there's one thing we forget. Cars are like people. They have their own language, their own signals, their own warnings. And unfortunately, most drivers have never learned this language. Today, with this video, you didn't just learn a few technical facts. You took the first step toward becoming a conscious driver. Thanks to 17 hidden details. You will now be able to recognize warning signs before a breakdown occurs and take precautions before unnecessary expenses arise. These invisible but powerful pieces of information may one day save your life or the lives of your loved ones. Because on the road, every second counts, and every second is measured by having the right information. Now, it's your turn. Which of the features mentioned in the video does your vehicle have? Which one did you learn for the first time, and which one surprised you the most? Write in the comments. Every comment can open the eyes of another driver. Remember, knowledge spreads when it is shared. If this information was useful to you, like the video so that the algorithm recommends this content to other drivers. Send it to your friends, spouse, dad, or even your sibling who is preparing for their driver's license exam. Because knowledge protects not only you, but also your loved ones. For more life-saving content like this, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be back next week with a new episode full of car details you never knew, but will surprise you. If you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, you'll be the first to know about new videos. You'll feel more confident on the road, both for yourself and others. And most importantly, you'll become a driver who is in control of your vehicle. Remember, those who know their vehicle don't fear servicing. A knowledgeable driver saves fuel. A hidden feature can be an invisible lifesaver. You are no longer just stepping on the gas, you are stepping on knowledge. Share this video before you hit the road. One day, you may be able to fix a friend's car with a 5-second piece of information from this video. Then you won't just be a viewer, you'll be a hero. Go ahead and comment now. Which feature did you hear about for the first time? Which one will you check in your car? What topic would you like to see in the next video? I'll be waiting for you below. Sharing is as important as driving safety.